Yeah, show us the whole
So
crazy
Black Horse
trip.
and the Cherry Tree.
Okay, perfect.
Obviously,
yeah,
my looping.
the song you've got to play for the rest of your life.
Yeah, my business card.
Yeah.
That song was basically written learning how to use this.
Wow.
And I wanted to know if there was a vocal motif that could go all the way through a song. Because that's the thing that always kind of amazes me about Ed Sheeran's stuff, that he has a lot of musical motifs that can go all the way through his song.
Right.
And he manages to write songs that aren't insanely boring, having this repeated melody stuff.
Yeah.
But my chord structures are just they change too much for me to be able to do that a lot.
Yeah.
And I can't remove anything. So Black Horse is kind of a bit of an anomaly where I can have this thing. Anyway, so I was listening to a lot of blues music. I loved the kind of rawness of it. And I just wanted to do a full 4/4 beat. The woohoos were a 2-bar pattern. So I had to do a 2-bar set of beats. Pretty good. Listen to the turnaround. Yes, it's good. It's good.
Okay. Safe.
So the other thing is having snare percussion sounds. So dampening the strings and just using the percussiveness of the dry strings is great. So on the pedal as well, it flashes on the turnaround so you can see where you are. That's another great.
Yeah.
I've not gone on the turnaround. Where is it? Oh yeah, so I was one out. But the one thing I was going to show you on this pedal, which is great, if you make a mistake, if you double tap record while it's going, it wipes everything apart from the first thing you did.
Oh.
So I'm going to do that. So it just goes back to the beat.
Wow.
Where's my turnaround? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the other thing, this is a total trade secret, by the way, is dancing and making noises in time to the loop is a trick that keeps me in time.
Makes sense.
So if I had to stand completely still and not make any noise, I would definitely not be able to do it as well. So when I'm doing this, I'm totally moving my body and often tapping my feet, you know. That was... So the other trick is I use a few Boss pedals, Roland pedals. The tuner pedals are a totally essential part of the setup because when you're recording, you need to mute the signal. Otherwise, it's going to feed back because you've just got the open signal going into the pedal. So
that makes sense.
As soon as I've done the guitar, it gets muted. And then it doesn't matter if I hit it or anything, I'm safe. And you don't get that feedback. So what I'll do when I'm running the pedals, just check my pitch. Woo-hoo. 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 So I don't know.
Is so hip.
And I don't know, I can't remember on Jules Holland, I definitely hadn't made the actual recording as efficient as possible, so it's quite long. But it's quite good because no one had seen it before.
Yeah.
So it gives
this
people...
is like right as it was coming out?
Yeah.
The actual record wasn't a loop, right? I mean, that...
I did Jules Holland and Black Horse was not on the album. The album wasn't out, but I hadn't recorded Black Horse.
Really?
And the scouts had come to see me playing in the rehearsal room and loved it because of the visual aspect of it. And then we went to do the show and my label boss, Shab, said, oh, you should play that loop thing. And I was like, it's not on the record. The record was finished but not released. And he said, don't worry about it, trust me. That's the song that you should play.
God.
So
Good move.
there was no recording of it, and the first 10,000 copies of Eye to the Telescope have the audio from Jules Holland on it, because we didn't have a recording.
Talk about recouping.
I know, it was
Cost
crazy.
zero.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then we just did a rush recording of it with me and a drummer.
Really?
Yeah,
That's just you
actually
and
at Chris Stifford's place. He was in Squeeze with Jules Holland, so it was cool.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was a very strange moment where I was like, we've just made this record. This song isn't on that record, but this is what I'm going to play. And he was like, definitely.
Okay.
It was a good shout. So there you go. And what I do is I've learned to do the claps and the vocals at the same time. So that cuts down a lot of time.
And it almost makes it sound like a Motown record. Like, like things
it's
are
real.
in the room.
It's totally real. And it's really funny because sometimes you'll have people whooping and that goes in, and it's really cool. So then I put tambourine in as well. So let's talk about my tambourine.
Yeah, please.
I've tried different things. I've tried playing a tambourine with a pedal. Gives you shin splints. It's just awful doing that.
Sure.
Terrible.
It's a long night.
So tambourine on its own on the floor, useless. It's not, you don't have any spring back. So it's not going to do anything. It's just going to hurt your leg. So what you do is you attach cleaning sponges and duct tape.
Wow.
And it gives you the spring back.
That's great.
And I actually just gaffer taped over the top of this one because it means also that I don't end up wearing it like an ankle bracelet, which has happened many times.
Yeah, I bet. How long does one of these last you? Because it seems like stomping on it every night. I bet you go through thousands.
A year?
Yeah.
But what it was funny with my tambourine, I played a gig in Wick in Scotland. I was doing a Highlands and Islands tour, which was wicked. It was really, really rock and roll. And everyone was drunk, hammered, Saturday night.
As you do. Sure.
As they do in Scotland. And someone stole it, this very tambourine. It got stolen, and I was gutted, I was like, guys, you can't steal stuff from the show.
Yeah.
And so I went on social media, all hail social media, and I said, look, no questions asked. Please get it back to my hotel by 11 a.m. And this turned up on its own in a cab.
Fabulous. You know what? I love that.
I was like, how the fuck do tambourines take taxis on their own? And I was like, where have you been? Who have you been with, you filthy thing? And then there was this really funny whole thread of stuff where people were superimposing my tambourine partying with Oasis and as one of the rings at the Olympics, and it went all around the world. It's
great.
So yeah, I got it back. But yeah, so that's all I do for Black Horse. That's it, and then I'll show you how I build a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, my heart knows better than I know myself, so I'm gonna let it do all the talking. I came across a place in the middle of nowhere with a big black horse and a cherry tree. I felt a little fear upon my back, said don't look back, just keep on walking. Big black horse said, look this way, said, hey, lady, will you marry me? But I said, no, 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 you're not the one for me. No, 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 you're not the one for me.
Yeah. So it's a lot of noise
That was
for one
so
person.
cool.